Welcome to DJM TV.
E don burst o. Peter Obi and Labour Party don use evidence finish everywhere for inside tribunal. Their evidence don dey mature wella for inside tribunal.
My correct people, we greet una. We welcome una to DJM TV where ogbonge tori and update dey shele. So if una never subscribe to our YouTube channel, make una hurry now go subscribe o. And also turn on the notification bell so that anytime we be like say we drop any update like this, una go dey notified sharply. And make una no forget to follow us on our Facebook page. Anyway, my people, make we quickly run enter the tori and update wey we carry come for una.
From the update from tribunal so far and evidence and proofs wey Peter Obi and Labour Party don bring so far for inside tribunal, their matter don dey make sense, as in e don dey get surname, no be small, just as their lawyers talk last week. Anyway, my people, make I no just talk too much, make I let una watch this video and hear the analysis of Peter Obi evidence and the court and the matter so far, the case so far for inside tribunal. Make una watch this video.
Another day in court for His Excellency Peter Obi and his team of brilliant, magnificent, extraordinarily hard-working lawyers. And as the court prepares to convene, His Excellency Peter Obi continues to bring in more evidences to prove his case. Now the big question is, how will these evidences fare? Well, the major evidences here are the forms EC8, that is the certified true copies of election results, duly signed by INEC and procured by Labour Party at a cost. No be free o, now money they use buy those things. Now from EC8As are polling unit results. Then we have them collated into from EC8Bs, which are the ward level results, from EC8Cs, the local government results, then the from EC8Ds are the state results. Now, how will this affect the general results? Well, His Excellency Peter Obi, as it stands, has provided the polling unit results, that is the form EC8As, for virtually all the polling units in the country. And if those forms are recomputed by the court, the outlook of the election is going to be completely different, and it's going to be in favor of Labour Party. Let's take it state by state. I'll be looking at Plateau State and Lagos State to start with. Yes, LP won in those states, but even the PDP reps confirmed that from their situation rooms, they clearly saw that Labour Party scored over 900,000 votes in Lagos, as opposed to the 585,000 votes that INEC declared. And their situation room also showed that Labour Party scored over 1 million votes in Plateau State, as against the 466,272 that was declared by INEC. Now, one way, and quite frankly, the only way to prove that Labour Party actually scored more votes in these two states than they were actually awarded, is to recompute the figures on the form EC8As, which the court will do. And don't you even think that the Labour Party team itself must have counted and computed the figures again before tendering those documents as evidence in court? I think they must have. Next is Rivers State. As we speak, INEC has refused to release the results of 2 local government areas in Rivers State to Labour Party. Obiakpo local government area is one of those LGAs. Now, this is the LGA that Wike used to rig the election. But as it stands, even the IREV results shows that Peter Obi won a landslide victory in that local government. As a matter of fact, Obi won the entire Rivers State, polling over 70% of the total vote cast. Listen again, I said over 70% of the total vote cast. And with PDP in the mix, it is not likely that APC even scored 25% of the votes there, let alone win it. And that is one point that we are going to be making in subsequent videos. When these computations are done again, you will realize that not only did APC lose in some states that INEC declared them winners, they didn't even score 25% in those states. Next is Kogi State. One of the clearest cases of overvoting and rigging in the last presidential elections took place in Kogi State. Now, Kogi has 1.9 million registered voters. Then INEC declared 484,884 accredited voters, but the Beavers declared 419,184 registered voters. So there is a serious difference between the number of accredited voters declared by INEC compared to the number of accredited voters that Beavers registered, captured. So that is a clear case of overvoting, and that is just it for Kogi State. We will have to rely on the court's recomputation of the figures on the forms EC8As before we know what actually happened in Kogi State. As it stands, the result we have is highly flawed. Next is Akwa Ibom State. Labour Party didn't even score 25% of the votes cast here, which is laughable. This is like saying APC didn't score 25% in Borno or Katsina. And I can almost assure you that when the figures on the form EC8As are recomputed by the courts, Labour Party will win in Akwa Ibom State. Just to summarize this, 3 major things will happen when the form EC8s are collated by the courts. Number 1, Labour Party is going to have outright victories in some of the states where INEC declared for other parties. And those states include Benue State, Rivers State, and Akwa Ibom State. Number 2, the figures declared for Labour Party in some of the states they won are going to be much higher, particularly in places like Plateau and Lagos, where over 1 million votes were subtracted. Number 3, the figures declared for Labour Party in some of the states they lost is going to increase tremendously. Some of the places that said Labour Party didn't get 25%, you find out that they got much more than 25% of the votes. Don't forget that when Labour Party votes go up in any state, this means technically that PDP and APC votes are going to reduce. So when the right thing is done on the form EC8s, as you see, say Labour Party votes they increase. Now so the votes of other parties will they come down, because basically now Labour Party votes now they take do patch for other parties in most of those states that you see. A lot went down in the 2023 presidential election. And if all these conditions are met, Labour Party is going to win with a landslide, because not only will Labour Party have millions of votes more, the votes that were allocated to PDP and APC will also reduce. Because what you don't know is that now Labour Party vote, now they use patch all those votes for many of those states where you know they see. So when the form EC8s are collated, the more Labour Party's votes go up, the more the votes of those other parties will reduce.
Hey my people, not be small thing no. This analysis it carry not be small. Anyway, and the updates will carry come for now this time. This make una drop na comment how na see am and reason am, and make una no forget to like and share. DJ